Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're going to be doing some more Limbus company. Hey there, Ada. Hey, Kura, welcome. And thank you very much, Ada, for the 73 months of subscription. I really appreciate it. And it's really nice to be home. As nice as it was being over in Italy, seeing all the sights, and it was a lot of fun, and Italian food is incredible. I would definitely put that on tier with Japanese food. It was really great, but 4 weeks is a long time to be away from home, and I am very happy to be back and very happy to be streaming. But yeah, the trip was great. Went to go see the Colosseum. I went to go and see Pompeii. Climbed Vesuvius and Etna, two different volcanoes. Yes, I would go back to Italy. I have hardly seen everything, but yeah, it was a lot of fun there. Definitely, if you get the chance, go to Italy. I enjoyed myself a lot. Anyway, let's get into Limbus Company, shall we? Because this is something I've been waiting for a while now. Because obviously I didn't want to sort of stream it on. Sorry, I didn't want to play it off stream because I knew that I was going to be able to. You want to talk more about the trip? All right, we can talk a little bit more about the trip. All right, let me see. Yeah, so I also went to the Vatican and walked around there. It is very crowded at the Vatican. Let me tell you that. Hey, Wizard. Hope you're doing all right. Chat's telling me to talk about my holiday, so we're doing that a little bit before we get into the stream. And yeah, there was a whole lot of art at the Vatican. Spent a lot of time wandering around there. Incredible amount of like busts and statues as well. That's not something that I expected. A lot of sort of like Roman busts and statues there, which was pretty cool. Obviously got to go into the Sistine Chapel as well. There is literally someone who is employed in order to shush people there. You're not supposed to sort of like take photos, like record video, or like talk in the Sistine Chapel, and inevitably, like people are going to start like talking and stuff, and whenever it sort of gets too loud, just someone just goes shh, just like as loud as possible to quiet people down, and this that happens like every sort of like 3 minutes or something like that. But yeah, very awesome. Don't go if you don't like large crowds, because it is nothing but large crowds at the Vatican. Hey Meta, how you going? I didn't get to go into, I think it was St. Peter's Cathedral or Chapel or something like that, because we happened to go on the day that the Pope was like giving his weekly address. So I was literally like, the Pope was like one door away from me. I assume. Ooh, have fun with that, Meta. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah. If you do go to the Colosseum, make sure to go to Palatine Hill as well. It's where a whole bunch of emperors resided. It is very beautiful there. There's some ruins there. It is very great. Went through some catacombs and crypts. I went to this one crypt where they had the bones of like different monks, like basically arranged into works of art, essentially. It's very Limbus, actually. I suppose Limbus is very that. But like, yeah, absolutely incredible what they've sort of done with the bones there. to as sort of like a monument to death, essentially. That was great. Went to Naples, which is a more lived-in area than Rome. One of the tour guides at Naples actually sort of compared living in Rome to living in a museum, whereas Naples is like a proper sort of like lived city because it hasn't been gentrified in the way that Rome has. On a street food tour there, which is where I sort of like learned that. That was a lot of fun. Sort of went to Sicily after that, where we sort of went to Palermo, walked around a medieval like village called Erice, which is sort of like on a hill. It was surprising because this was all sort of in the middle of summer. And Erice was actually quite cold because it was sort of like on a microclimate essentially on its hill, and it was very misty as well, so it gave it a really sort of like nice feel to it. I really enjoyed that. Also got to go to the beach a couple of times, which is good because, like I sort of mentioned, I'm like recently started hormone therapy, so eventually like it's gonna be awkward if I try to go swimming in public. So it was nice to be able to sort of do that before things got iffy or anything. What else? Kevalu also was quite nice. Bit sort of touristy in the way it is, but the streets were quite nice. And sort of like went hiking up like a mountain to a castle on top of it. That was hard, but managed to do it. Went to Taormina, which is even more touristy, and I'm talking like rich tourists. Like that was really expensive there. A lot of sort of like high-end sort of stores there. I didn't like it as much as Taormina or anything, but it was still all right there. And like the best thing about Taormina actually was the view, I guess, because we're sort of like on sort of like a cliffside, and the place we were sort of like staying at had a really sort of great view of like the valley and all that. And like there was an opera like right next to it, like not sort of like a major opera, sort of like a community opera, but they had like international opera singers come by to sort of like play sort of like classics. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, that was so we went to the opera one time, and that was great. The bloody baritone came in from the side at one point and blasted all of us with his voice. They have powerful voices. One thing I can say about Sicily is there is a lot of Godfather like merch being sold there in like souvenir stores, and the opera like as an encore actually did like an opera rendition of like the Godfather theme song, which was highly entertaining. I'm not sure if it's sort of like they're playing it on for like tourists or if the people of Sicily genuinely like the Godfather. But yeah, that was the thing. As for the best foods, well, there was a lot of good food. When people say that margarita pizza is like the definitive pizza, and like you might sort of think, oh, how could it be the definitive pizza? It's very plain. It's just like tomato sauce, like cheese and basil. I think it was basil, but maybe it was oregano. Whatever. It was some sort of herb. It's the Italian flag. That's why it's those three ingredients. That's what it's made for. It's genuinely like a satisfying pizza to have. Like it is warm, it is hearty, has a good sort of flavor profile. Margarita pizza, genuinely good. Give it a go. Not necessarily sure how it is outside of Italy or anything, but in Italy, like, do not underestimate margherita pizza. And like, honestly, like classic, like proper Italian carbonara, that's really good. I've always been a fan of carbonara, and so obviously when I went to Italy, I made sure to have a carbonara while I was there. Just very tasty, very hearty meal, very good. Just like everything was just really good over there. Do not underestimate Italian food. Anyway, what else? Yeah. So after Taormina, we sort of went to Syracuse for a bit, and I just sort of like overnight, and then like went to Malta the next day. We saw like went to the Medina in Malta, and the view there was really nice. And also went to Gozo Island, and for those who are unaware, Medina was actually used as in a few like Game of Thrones scenes, like the Gate of the Medina was used for the Gate of King's Landing in season 1, I believe, and I think one of the buildings there was also like a whorehouse. Yeah, a little bit of a pop culture for you all. Yeah, then after Malta, sort of went back to Rome overnight, and then came back home. So yeah, that was that's my holiday for you. As I said, a lot of fun, but maybe going away 4 weeks on holiday is a bit much for me. 2, maybe 3 weeks pushing it. 4 weeks is a little bit much for me. I was definitely homesick, and like yeah, had a lot of fun. Definitely recommend Italy. Yeah, let's get into Limbus Company now, shall we? Hopefully you enjoyed my little narration there. As you can see, I did end up rolling for the Ishmael ID, so I've got that. I also grabbed managed to get the announcer, and I also sharded the Mousseau Ego. So we've got those available for us, and we're going to go basically a full Blade lineage build as we go through Mnestic experience. I still need to get this one over here, but we'll get this during. But yeah, we're going full Blade lineage because obviously this one is sort of dedicated as sort of like a follow-up to Bamboo Hadab Kim and Angdu. So we'll see how things go. I don't know anything about the story for this one. I have been dedicated to avoiding spoilers. That's not like there's. Oh, right, it's not 26. Sorry. That's because it's still classified as the Intervallo, so we're not starting at 1. We are starting at 15. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Let's get into our consultation session, shall we? All right. Glad you enjoyed it, Kuro. Okay. And obviously, if people have any questions, feel free to ask. And let me know how the audio is. I'm assuming people can hear me. Otherwise, they would have said something by now. You better have said something. Anyway. No. Wait. This one, we should go about it like... No. Heathcliff's been in the Vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him... Hey? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. God damn it, Ada, you You little shit. If you were a moderator, I would mute you for like 5 seconds for that. Oh, speaking of, remind me after the stream. I got some new emotes made, and I haven't yet implemented them. So I need to go ahead and do that because some of them are pretty fun. Oh, did I read that one? Yes. Is the Sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's hard to focus on one conversation. I'm trying to support battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Roger's shopping chatter's starting to get a little distracting. Yeah, because Dante's splitting their consciousness, what with unlocking that long-range ability, huh? A few days after we entered N-Corp's district. So we're there already, huh? The bus pulled over in the back streets of N-Corp to take care of a distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD team, but distortions suddenly started cropping up all over an area of the back streets called Butter Street, without any coherent pattern. No obvious point of origin or route of spread. Nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups and send them out. Is that perhaps an obelisk? Is there another, like, monolith sort of out there that is transforming people? Because otherwise, why would there be so many distortions in one place? Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Yisung, and Maso were on their way to rendezvous with the LCD team. Hey, Sophie, how you going? Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honglu were suppressing distortions that had showed up from other directions. And with our onboard stock scraped down to the bottom, Roger and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of the suppression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. Oh, beautiful. Glad to hear that you're no longer melting. Yeah, like, for those who are unaware, there was a major heat wave in Europe, mostly focused in France, but it sort of like hit like other countries as well, like England. Italy was pretty warm as well, though not as warm as France or anything. So fuck global warming. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I've been putting off, and I might as well get myself some much-needed practice with handling the new golden bow powers I've acquired. Thought. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought. Moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from the other sinners or me. Is that, negotiating with the Faust chord? Would it be you can't access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions on which you were still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So, I was right? You are cut off from the Gesellschaft? That was not intended as confirmation of your conjecture. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically access the Gesellschaft, it may as well be that she can't. Wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that trying wouldn't give me any further insight. Oh, 38. Fuck. Like, I'm from a warm climate, and even I would fucking hate 38 degrees. Let alone being in a cold climate, where, like, houses are not designed for that, and the populace are not used to that sort of weather. My sincere condolences, Sophie. I'm glad that you're not melting as much, and hopefully, the weather continues to cool off a little bit for you. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Hey, Vi. Not staying for spoilers? I do play Limbus. Yes, I do. Yeah, I am currently playing the most recent Intervallo. So, obviously, if you're not up to it, be careful. Stay away. But I do indeed play Limbus, and I'm actually possibly going to be doing like a repeat of Heathcliff's Canto, because I'm going to be... I know I just got back from holidays, but I'm going to be doing some cat sitting for my mum, and that means I'm going to be stuck on my laptop, so it'll either be doing like Limbus or like focusing on 100 Lion or something like that. We'll see anyway. Anyway, let's go and do that ravine. So let me have a drink and I'll do a bit of stretching. All right. And cables. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by. Bye. Now, let us resume. Shall we move on? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah. Not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? That's right. Despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Bow's power, and Arashiki severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But, ironically enough, memories I had prior to swapping my head with this clock still showed no sign of returning. My old memories come back though. Is it because of this clock head? Speculation based on your experience with the bus team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, manager. Inductive reasoning, conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi would serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Yes, Bongi. Receiving feed and increasing in body mass alone would but provided with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to kitchen instruments and the heat of the stove, its limited experience proved inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. It doesn't know it's being fattened up to be eaten. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is, your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories and my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means, or even whether it's an object, but if I know one thing, it's that the me from before all of this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. And you're not going to tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect. What it means. Or why I wanted it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. Pay it no mind. You are still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. See, they have mentioned star multiple times with Dante, and like it makes me wonder if Dante is actually like a secret pinky. I don't know. We'll find out. Then again, stars have been a consistent theme throughout Project Moon's work anyway, so it doesn't necessarily mean that Dante is a pinky. It could be referring to a number of other things. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I'm pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. Otis's team is doing well in combat even without my direct supervision, and Rudge's team is shopping and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them would prove much easier, but that wouldn't give me the much needed practice. So, doing my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You would be able to cast a wider net when information gathering and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And I'd also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in, too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. So yeah, Roger was not pleased with her repeated summonings. Yep. Pulling Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. I don't see any injuries. His team's still doing pretty well even without my directions. As for Roger, wait, she just stuffed all of the pastries and bread she bought into her pockets? How did you manage that with a huge baguette? Look, women have secret hiding spaces, alright, Dante? And Otis's group. Let's see. looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD. And that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust? There's a dude I've seen before, but seems a bit, different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather precipitous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, it's a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. Though, I would say it's not serious. Alright. So, rendezvous time. This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis's command calls have been working out well enough, I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected. It's definitely starting to feel the strain. A compliment for Otis! Why are you waving your hand all over? Arm and hand signals? Huh? What signals? What's swinging the arm sideways even supposed to mean? You don't know? It's scatter, damn it! So scatter! That was close. He almost got flattened. Damn it. Even rookies with nothing but the most rudimentary of military training would have recognized a hand signal that basic. Well, we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Verily, the flourish of a single hand doth indeed make boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet, when thou suddenly wavest thine arm about, clenching and unclenching thy hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn tail, forsooth, I am left bereft of understanding what thou meanest to say. To think that of all the personnel in my team, only the swabby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only picked it up during my sailing days. And, realistically speaking, you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is unacceptable. After all the operations all of you have been deployed under my lead, you're all still ignorant when it comes to non-verbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals. Yep. Might as well be splitting hairs. Literally. Let us appease our agitated hearts and follow Miss Otis's instructions. We should disperse and withdraw. Megaton landing! Oh, Ezra, I love you. Hey, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, I know how to make one heck of an entrance. Whoa! Are you supposed to be cleaning up the distortions upstairs? Yeah, done that. Oh, finito a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome! Split by your thundering descent, the floor's form and shape are now crushed beyond mending, sunken deep enough to be likened to the incipience of a wellspring. Don't you worry your head about it. That's all our team can take care of. I mean, our team got really pissed off at us one point. What was the name? Cayman? Yeah, she was mad. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the last of the distortions outside of the building. Great! Can you check on the distorted peeps' faces and clothes? Faces are all segmented. It makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire... This one appeareth to be a sweeper! And that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer! And this distortion I landed on. Probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big pop and flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan? Sayest now? How? Was this not a mere matter of the slaying distortions where they stand? Huh? Wait. Nobody briefed you? This has often been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task which we have committed our hands. Really? Well... Yes, every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Only our new girl. This time, that dude? I mean, Mr. Bamboo Haddock Kim's also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now. But last time you said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Engdu stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. Ah, that? You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. Ah, you have arrived. It's blinding. It's so bright. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Yet, the warm trickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. No, this is not sunlight. Oh no, did the sun get into Merceau's eye? Because unlike this, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth. Then, what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I am yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying a hand upon the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. In this crossover, we have accidentally replaced Dante with Kaname Dante. We're pretty sure the sinners won't notice. Portal Mag! That's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually ends with something, or you, broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But, Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings, and must be examined with care. Oh, obviously I uptied, Ishmael's LCD version of Engdu. It's cool that Engdu's actually got two versions of herself now. One as a blade lineage with Faust, and one as Ishmael. Whereas Hohenheim got two Gregorides. So I was wondering. Well, I was wondering a little bit about that. Anyway, but was that actually quite nice seeing Engdu actually assuming that Ishmael's uptie story reflects Engdu herself. She seems to be doing fairly well in Limbus company. So that was quite a nice little side scene, uptie scene. Anyway, let's continue. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knacks. About the knack. Hang on. Did you just say mentor? I had not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have apprenticed. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you that I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Switch. Where's the switch? Aha! Goodness. Known as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Yes, that's me. Yes, I should say pleased to meet you, folks. He definitely looks, doesn't look how you would expect, when he doesn't have his big robes on. I know we've got his announcer, but he doesn't talk as much in the... I haven't had the proper chance to, experience his announcer. Because obviously he's also, doing time with Engdu. So I haven't, got his voice down properly, so I'm looking forward to when this Intervallo is properly voiced so we can get, more lines from Kim. Alright. So, search for the inflection point. Okay. So, more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The Bamboo-Hatted Kim I remember was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been while he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even in the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is Bamboo-Hatted Kim? Yep, we double-checked with Ezra, and he said that he really is the same guy. I wonder if he's got ego now that he's overcome his distortion. Whoa! Fire on your head's not hot at all? Fascinating stuff. Is he just putting his hand through his hair? Can you? Okay. Can we check again? Just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is a sullen, serious man who would fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's picking out some kind of mantelpiece ornament. Lots of ticking and talking going on. That supposed to sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation would be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. I've got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. And just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them you are a gallant and formidable warrior, Mentor. It's also nice that she's got some prosthetic arms to replace the ones that she lost in battle. But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. Don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment in the ticking. I also told them that you are a man of few words, with much affection for the followers under your command. And yes, Mentor? That's a complete and utter lie. Man of few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you know? Don't you think? Yet, I spoke no falsehood. Although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization, you are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him, so I refrained from mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name, and mine by extension. Simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own folks. In any case... Oh, anything if I blocked this part, Do tell. How many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks, Then, you have already acknowledged and accepted that you now belong to Limbus Company. Why didst thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass cleareth the storm of the heart. Did Don just tell Kim to touch grass? An asset to the company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yet, for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spiderpire. You will have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she were conducting a formal investigation, every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh! That one! Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. He stopped peering into my face and turned towards Otis, although his hand was still on my head. Head pats for Dante. Alright. Clearly there's some disconnect in expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? Did you just say you were lazy? I hear you. The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. Kim is very anime. What? So, let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the resident layabout who's forced to do his job, With a frown too, I might add. Only when he's got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some big shot Engdu's apparently been promoting me as, folks. Hey, Drago! Yeah, trip was good. It's also great to be back. Hope you're doing alright. And I'd very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps putting my life on the line. Fine. Then why did you join the LCD in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? Never mind. They probably forced you to stay. You catch on quick. First, they spout this nonsense about distortions and all. Then they force-hired me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. Oh, Rip Kim. Just a bit moody. Oh, hope you feel better. I'm probably going to be increasing my E dosage next week, so we'll see how that sort of affects my emotions. So far, not really much in the way of an effect on my emotions so far, but then again, I'm just on a fairly low dose right now. We'll find out. And the other day, again on about, what's its name? Golden Bough? Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen in on some important presentation. And I accepted. I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. And oh dear. There are times when your commitment to duties shines brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows? I'm wearing this bamboo hat to shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. Do you mean to say that you are in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. That right there! That's what I'm telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. All expenses add up to a lot, you know. You gotta save up everything you can in the piggy bank while you still can, or you'll end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? No means no. Then pray, make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. What a bunch of goobers. No can do. Wait. What? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver town of merchants and the maze of stores to locate the very best item. I must beg this favor of you. You're giving me a frickin' headache, girl. I am aware that you and yours are no strangers to such dealings. There is no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just give you what you want. You heard the gentle lady, Mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you amid conversation. Pray, continue. Oh yeah, the pings are to scale. Ezra is indeed a tall lady. Ezra's great. I love Ezra. You have reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. No sooner Engdu's words left her lips, their eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on. But it was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Engdu has become really powerful in terms of force of will. Yeah. So that day, I was just gonna relax here and watch some TV. Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah. Suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Engdu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh, Miss Engdu, your arms. Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Engdu's brand new prosthetic arms. The last time he saw her, Engdu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms. Even her clothes are different now. And that sword. I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious hosts in one of the LCD's teams had prepared them in advance. With evident satisfaction, Engdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment, or neatly folding back into place. Oh! Sorry, I've got our ad break now, so we're going to pause here for a couple of minutes, and we will resume when we're done. I need to go and refill my drink anyway. All right. Let's resume with the game, shall we? Hey, Sid, how you going? Came back just as I returned from break, and also from holiday as well. Hope you're doing all right. Oh ho! Such graceful smoothness, wed to machine articulation! 'Tis as though I am beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Yep. The showcase would have gone lackluster without that trademark reaction. Yeah, no problem, Sid. Is Arkham City the one that, like, wasn't received well, or is that the good one? Also, hi, May. Hope you're doing well. Those are strikingly similar to Schwarz Industries' N7 lineup. But I thought that model was discontinued. She's a Spectre now? Is Engdu a Spectre now? Like Earth's the second human Spectre in existence, graduating from the N7 training program. Anyway, not that all N7s are Spectres, just that Shepard is an N7 who then became... Yeah. Anyway, Arkham Knight has issues. Gotcha. I was trying to remember which one was the bad one. So it was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight. And yeah, I remember the second one was good as well. It's the third one where it had issues. And Origins of Spinner. Gotcha. I think I forgot about that one. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by LCD's Phenomena Deciphering team, and they put them on her for trial. Origins is forgotten. Ah, gotcha. That's a shame. Did it come out after Night, and that's possibly why it got a bit forgotten? Because, like, I think they were sort of like moving on towards like everyone was sort of like moving on to copying like Souls-like combat by that point? Or did that not happen yet? Between City and Night. Gotcha. Alright. Honestly, I still defend Arkham style combat over the Dark Souls style combat. Yes, I enjoyed the other Star Wars game, but I really like Arkham style combat. It is a lot of fun. It's simple, it's stylish, it's cool. I like it a lot. Doubt you'll find another like them. They're based on technology spun from distortions. Ooh, 007 First Light has Arkham combat. Nice. I heard some people compare it a little bit to Sleeping Dogs as well. It's been a long time since I played Sleeping Dogs, so I can't necessarily comment on that. Sleeping Dogs was a hell of a good game that I think has been forgotten a bit, unfortunately. I should stream that. I should stream Sleeping Dogs at some point. Oh, I don't think you can. Uncharted and Hitman. Okay. I see. Sleeping Dogs, like everything else about Final Fantasy, just forgotten by Square Enix. It is a damn shame. I wish Front Mission were getting like higher quality remakes or new games. Apparently the Front Mission 1 was fine, but Front Mission 2 was a god-awful port, which is unfortunate. Got patched to playable, okay. Front Mission 2 has gotten to passable with its patches. Is passable below playable? Uncharted in terms of action and cinematics, Hitman you to open maps different ways to complete missions. Gotcha. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. And just as quickly, he fell silent, whatever he wanted to say catching in his chest. Hold on. I wonder if he's sort of like remembering like his parents' roles in like prosthesis and like android bodies and shit. Playable, not what the game deserves. Absolutely not. The Front Mission games are great, and what's being done with them is a tragedy. The problem with Forever is that they are a C team and a D team. And their remakes are all varying levels of this is all we're Yeah, exactly. I mean, also, like, this was years and years ago now, but they did, like, Front Mission Evolved or something like that, which was, like, not Front Mission. Like, none of the people who played Front Mission liked it because it wasn't what they wanted. It was a bad game in general. I never played it, but yeah, they fucking killed it. We need more tactical mech games. Like, I really wish Harebrained Studios like didn't get fucked over, and I would be able to do BattleTech 2 because I fucking love BattleTech. Yep, no problem, Sid. Thank you very much for stopping by. Enjoy your game. What if we were Armored Core by the Silent Hill Homecoming people? Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair, and why it cast a shadow over his face. But sorry, just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought that this was the exact same model I saw back then. Yeah. Like, I think Microsoft basically has the license entirely these days. And that means I can't play any BattleTech video games because Microsoft's on my boycott list. So, like, I'm kind of fucked until, like, Microsoft, like, ups its game and is no longer boycotted. And I don't think that's going to happen. Like, they're a fucking shit company. I can still play the tabletop game, because I don't think that's owned by Microsoft. I think it's just all the video game stuff. But yeah, tabletop's fine. The baseball card company. Baseball cards aren't really a thing here, so. It appears I lacked tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. Yeah, like, eventually, when I upgrade my computer, I'll probably also look into switching to Linux. It's alright. I'm fine now. Front Mission Evolved Studio got eaten by Amazon. Okay, so they're completely dead now. Hey Infernal, how you going? 2014. Wow. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. He really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her. If I recall right, Ezra's like a big weapons nut. He's a weapons aficionado and knows heaps of shit about her. That sucks. Like, when I seriously look into Linux, I'll have to see like what it can and can't do, because I've never used Linux before. As far as I understand, Mint is probably the OS I'm looking at. Yeah. Wizard coming in with the Mint recommendation there. If Valve ends up like having like a proper sort of like PC OS at some point, I might go with that. But at that point, I'll be choosing between like a Mint and like Steam OS or whatever. I'm transitioning from Windows. Well, I'm transitioning from my gender, so fair enough. Steam's OS is Arch, which is less friendly. Gotcha. All right. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, walking through the workshop street that day. Well, I done fumbled that OS as hard as their own console. Yeah, Windows for work. Yeah, like, ultimately, like, you just gotta do what you can, like, in terms of, like, boycotts and shit like that. Like, even, like, BDS's website says do what you can to sort of, like, wean yourself away from, like, Microsoft products and the like. Don't buy their games. If you're a streamer, don't stream their games. If you can, switch away from Windows. Don't buy the consoles. Shit like that. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I haven't, like, even though I would love to buy Obsidian's games, I haven't. Even though I would like to give Fallout New Vegas another shot at streaming, I'm not. Love to buy Double Fine's games. I might be getting, like, annihilated. Like, Microsoft is doing the whole Galactus thing with the studios it's bought and is digesting them from what I've gathered, which sucks. Yeah, walking through. Yeah. Oh, please, girl, we just walked for 4 hours. That's nothing. While everyone was distracted taking in Engdu's new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. Yep. Like, the speed at which that happened, like, they probably, like, asked, like, what the hell is Microsoft's AI program called? I don't know, I don't fucking care. They probably just typed that in, like, how can we, like, raise revenue or something like that, and it told them, liquidate your game studios. And they're like, yep, that's what we're doing. And just did that on a whim, because nobody's thinking over there. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Oh, Gemry. A core pilot. That's what it is. Kotana? I don't know. Anyway, what is this place supposed to be? What are all these things? Just like in the games. Someone, Sleeping Dog Studio closed. That sucks. Fuck. I hope the developers, like, got new good jobs elsewhere or something like that, because, like, again, when you kill off game studios and game developers have, like, a bad experience, some of them don't go back into the industry because the game industry sucks and it's abusive. And then you lose a whole bunch of knowledge as these people leave to do other things. That makes me sad. But yeah, I saw a post about how, like, previously with, like, AI assistants, they made them female, and now that they're, like, being used for, like, serious work, they're giving them, like, more masculine, like, names and shit. And yep, job cuts, and all that. No misogyny here, we swear. Oh, the world sucks. That doesn't suck. People make it suck. And those people are executives and, like, other 1%ers. Basically a wreck now, but there are strobes and that cloth backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio? Oh, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera, at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hands, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, perhaps? Ah! There's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. Oh no, it's film! It's film, Sinclair! Don't pull it out! You're gonna destroy the negatives. No! That's... Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair, as if she had realized something. But Masseau's hand shot out before she could even finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What? What did I do? Zoomer Sinclair up against Boomer Otis. Exposure to sunlight damages these objects. I already pulled a little bit out, though. It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the ridge section on the cylinder. I am currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Ah shit, I just outed myself as well. Fuck. It's fine. Oh, okay. You mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Masseau took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There is something written on the outside. Experiment number 4. It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Masseau's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by N-Corp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly onto the medium, from what I've heard. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we've managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. Both Ezra and I, we are still trying to be free of the misconceptions that we inflicted on ourselves. For all her unfailingly perky disposition, Ezra too may be carrying traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain aught deserving illumination? Huh? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby, and it didn't seem like any of the other Sinners teams elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether the distortion suppression has not, in fact, already been concluded. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anywho, finding an inflection point without the team leader around is gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration, as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the present context, it may less be a mathematical term and more a specialized polyseme referring to the point in which distortion occurs, the motive, intent, or indeed, point in which inflection of the mind occurs. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. In our department, we use that term to mean the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it. Stuff like that. It's all derivative anyway. I mean, all this distortion stuff is derivative of what happened at Lobotomy Corporation. You know, distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface all you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. All the best with calculus. I've got... I'm not going back to work tomorrow, but that's because I've got an electrolysis appointment set up. So we're going to have 2 hours of that on my face, and then another 45 minutes of lasers to the body. Yeah, seriously, hopefully no train fuck-ups this time. At least this time it's not going to be on like State of Origin night or anything like that. Oh, Kuro. Electrolysis is a procedure where they zap the individual hair follicles in order to kill them off. So I am getting electrolysis done to my face to try and make it so that I can never grow a beard ever again. And because I got to do it to the individual hair follicles, it takes a long time, and it hurts. Yeah, it takes multiple attempts. Yeah. I've already got another 4-hour appointment set up for the start of next month, I think, because you got to have a healing process in there as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. You're able to listen to audiobooks. In fact, it's recommended that you have something to do to sort of like take your mind off of things. Sometimes I'll talk with the technician. Obviously, it's a little bit tricky while your jaw's getting zapped or whatever. But like, absolutely, you're able to sort of like listen to the stuff while you're having it done. Though, I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens a door into their fathoms or whatever, right? Oh yeah, I'm pretty confident. I've not had work done with this technician before, but like they've all been pretty good so far, so it'll be fine. I just have to make sure I look after the aftercare. It just involves like aloe vera to the face, keeping it out of the sun. Don't have a hot shower like straight after or anything like that, and it'll heal up fine. You mean Dungeon of the Fathoms? Absolutely, 100%. Part of the reason I was really pissed off about the trains fucking up my laser appointment is because I was getting lasers done to my face to sort of make it easier for electrolysis in the future, because I couldn't get an electrolysis appointment at that time. And obviously I was going on holidays, and I was changing hemispheres, meaning it was going to be summer. And one of the things you're supposed to do is stay out of the sun. What am I doing? I'm fucking walking around in the sun. So I'm trying to sort of like put like sunscreen on my face to try and sort of protect it and stay in the shade and shit, to try and prevent like any serious damage being done. And I think I put too much sunscreen on at one point. That was causing like a bit of an outbreak there. So that was annoying. Yep, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. You guys could just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and then, ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it, I almost bit my sleeve off. Verily, I had thought your team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so? Of course not. Why would anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But, yeah, most of the time, Peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our detective's office. So that means the client this time must have been bingo. Apparently, the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like the ZWI and the Combat Specialized Fixer officers. But none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us. Meaning, the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photograph is still occurring unchecked somewhere on the streets. Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash-grey suits, and the logo on the collar of the uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Maso... I was once employed by N-Corp. Oh, Dante's remembered the events of... Oh no, sorry. This is Cal. Sorry. I thought it was the events of the Arknights collab event. What? You used to work with those people? Yeah. He did mention that he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know who these guys are, Maso? Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they are likely members of the pinframe team of Service de Klaus. De Kloos? Maso recited the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay. Pinframe team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of N-Corp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of N-Corp's internal information, analysis of N-Corp's internal intelligence, sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information, and intersector. That'd be enough. Whoa! Is he a talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it'll be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia is right. They're from N-Corp's pinframe team. Seen them a few times before at N-Corp's desks. Why would people already busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby back street like this? Got any guesses? I am unable to determine that. The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad. Listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Ezra, staring holes into me with an unspoken, "Is this dude always like this?" wouldn't pull any answers from me, you know. Because aside from combat situations, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay then. Maso? Maybe this would be easier to answer. From an objective point of view, and that was when I noticed something I'd never imagined would happen. Maso's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. A leveling stare that came with, "There is no such thing as an objective point of view. Manager." Hey, Josephine, how you going? A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. Okay. Hope you had a good rest. I had a good rest. Like, geez, like I managed to evade jet lag for the most part. And part of this was because we arrived at night. But I didn't really get like any sleep on the plane or anything like that. Like maybe like 2 hours or something like that. And I had 2 layovers. where I also didn't get any sleep. So ended up sleeping in pretty late and then staying in bed for a little bit longer, just to sort of like double up on rest. And yeah, I'm feeling great. Yeah, sleep is important, 100%. Especially since I'm getting up early to go on like tours and like explore on holidays and shit. That was eating into my rest a little bit. A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objective, but ultimately, all things are subjective, without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Masseau's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner, because we all know that Masseau's is next, and that's followed by Otis and then Faust. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the back streets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can, because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, "Oh, I see, my bad," as usual. Yes, manager. I would presume that their mission was one or all of the following: retrieval of a video recording or recordings in violation of N-Corp's taboo, prompt elimination of the violator, contact with an informant in the back streets collaborating with N-Corp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the nest. Is that 4 reasons? At least 3. 1, 2. Yeah, but so you fucked up. You gave us 4. Taboo? You mean these people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know? Like, Wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer officers or employees of the department in charge. Let's see these guys here at N-Corp staff. Miss Endu? What are you looking for in their pockets? Loose change. I am looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden in the sleeves or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with but a single glance. Yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card and... Okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put that back. We don't want to be robbers. Ha! This might be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper out from an N-Corp staff's coat and read its contents aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual of a Category 3 taboo violation. Address: Butter Street. This is the place! Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this studio and the distortion phenomenon might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when the whole pop and change thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh ho! At long last, hath the hour arrived for my debut as a detective, forsooth! Are you going to... Do you still have your detective outfit and mustache ready? Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Roger, Ryoshu, and Hong Lu back then. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. Oh, I wanted that sprite. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dejected chivalric adventurer stuff the costume away. Okay then, we should get moving too. Magical girl doll. Oh, hey, mission. All right. So, misconceptions. Let's see what we're fighting, shall we? All right. So, that's convenient. Literally all the Blade Lineage characters. We've got that set up already. All right. Yep. So. Alright. You know, I kind of do like this. These limited missions where, like, it forces you to deploy certain sinners. I've said this before, but it sort of like adds a little bit more variety, a little bit of challenge, like that sort of thing. Right. Should I,
앵두야, 이건 또 다 뭐냐?
보시다시피 일입니다. 우두께서 그동안 놀고 먹으며 테레비만 보았으니
switch specifically to Andrew, Hadid, Kim, and Endu.
아니다.
Did we also add
그래.
이건
old Endu as well?
임무로군. 목소리를
Yeah, sure.
취하여 무엇에
We'll have them provide commentary for this mission.
이를 고를 형편은 아니기에 이름은 앵두. 검을 다루는 캐에 살 수 있세.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so... Okay. So we'll do that, and we'll go with this team. All right. Could I get away with using less because I've got enough percentage? Yes, I could. But we're going full Blade Lineage. Plus, I suppose she's Blade Lineage as well. She counts. She's got the other Blade Lineage thing. Still counts as Syndicate. All right. Anyway, let's go. Hold on. This is a freaking green one. This is not going to... Let's switch you over to Fluids deck. Okay. Yeah, you've got that there. Hopefully that was filling, Drago. I'm also trying to sort of like update my diet a little bit, eat a little bit better, exercise more. Actually already lost 2 kilos during my holiday from all the walking around and shit. So I'm going to try and sort of like maintain that. Just try and eat a little bit better, eat slightly smaller portions, and increase calorie consumption by doing a lot of cardio work. I've got a pedal machine that I've sort of been using like every day or close to, and like I've got an exercise bike as well. I don't have that set up yet. Like I ordered that while I was on holiday, but like I'm either going to set that up like in the next few days, or I'm going to wait until I sort of like move out into the new place, which is going to take place in a month or two. So we'll see. Oh, lift. Yep, let's don't forget some strength training as well, obviously. So let's do that. Thank you, Ada. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. Yeah, thanks, Wizard. Like it's not far away. Like it's basically just sort of like up the path, really. But obviously I've still got to like move all my stuff in, and like that is a lot of work. Probably do some like renovations as well. I got to get some AC put in. An Ethernet cable, so that I can, because wireless sucks, all right. Especially if you're streaming. Like I need that reliable connection of Ethernet. I refuse to do without it. So need to make sure that that's sort of sorted. Get a new desk. I'll probably like get something from like IKEA or something, so I can get myself a Blahage while I'm at it. Because fucking like sharks, and let's be stereotypical while we're at it. Why not? But yeah, it's gonna be some work. All right. Anyway, let's get on with this. All the best with getting the cable, Ada, because yeah, it's so much better than wireless. And yeah, I fucking need a Blahage. Like it's not even just a trance thing. Like I really like sharks, and like I remember in like kindergarten or preschool or something like that, there was like this shark puppet or something like that I was really fond of, like in the classroom. And like I think I liked it so much that I actually got to take it home at one point, like for a day or a week or something before returning it. Because yeah, I love sharks. One of my earliest memories is like getting like a shark photo book or encyclopedia or something. I don't know. It was like a big like shark, a book about sharks. And it had like big photos of them with some descriptions of the sharks and shit. And that was my jam when I was really young. So, oh shit, yeah. Wireless does interfere with your Wi-Fi when it gets too many sort of like different sorts of bands going on.
별일 수 있는 기회겠죠?
My solution, as many cables as possible. Is it a mess? Yes. Is it a bit more complicated? Yes. Is it more reliable? Also yes. Anyway, we spent a long while rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. Damn straight I need a Blahage. Probably going to get the like the 56 centimeter one. 100 centimeter one is also tempting. I might consider getting both. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much to tell from that. Besides from the canister containing the film roll Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that count as a proper clue, Executive Manager. I've confirmed that the rest are all empty plastic containers. Then it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager. I will find a way to develop the film. Did you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time, Engdu, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But, Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal? Once swung, a sword does not retrace its arc, Engdu. So it is with life. There is no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Hindu. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware. You have told me as much since long ago, whenever you were placed in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at the eateries, where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs, and each time you brought down the stone wall before our house by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Oh, my belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This spot. Oh! The very wound you once gave me afflicts me yet. The one from when you thought you were only poking me with a scabbard, yet by some cruel turn, it was your sword that ran me through. Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But it still aches every now and then, chiefly when I hear your sharp, cutting words that I really don't want to hear. Ah, is that so? Endu suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. You don't wish to hear it? Then I shall write it out for you so you may read it. What's this? I have written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp, cutting words afflicts you so, perhaps reading them instead would cause no suffering. Kim's face began to contort like a wet dish towel being wrung dry. She is so literally minded when it comes to Kim. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Engdu follows so devotedly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Engdu said he had? Young Engdu, there is a matter I would ask thee. Apparently, I was the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to the others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so unbraced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. No problem, Kuro. Hope you sleep well. Thank you very much for tuning in and the good wishes. Hope to see you next time. Probably going to be streaming more Limbus tomorrow, unless my mouth is too sore from electrolysis. I feel like I was fine last time I had electrolysis done. But we're doing like 2 hours instead of 1 hour this time, so we'll see what happens. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect toward the blades of my own and foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my arms be torn asunder. All of these are, undoubtedly, the teachings that my mentor has imparted onto me. Truly? Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourselves someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Engdu gave us prosthetic arm a casual sweep, smiling sincerely, as though she truly believed every word she said. Alright, so we've got ourselves our second ad break, so we'll take a pause here and we will resume in a couple of minutes, okay? Be right back. All right, and we're back. So, let's resume a Limbus company, shall we? All right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Then, leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, "Besides, unless I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit." Yes, she truly is the one truly in charge, right? Angdu is a clever cookie. Oh, sorry. Forsooth, thou too hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior. Don Quixote having horrible memories of her past. So, that's what it was. I get it now. How do we get him to do what we actually need? Pretend to be stupid. It's not learned helplessness. I don't know what's. Yeah, it's not feigned helplessness. Because she's not pretending that she can't do something. She's just like constantly praising Kim, as well as misinterpreting. I suppose like it is a form of it as well. It's yeah. Positive reinforcement with feigned helplessness, but it's not the same kind as you might see with, say, like a man refusing to do housework around the house because like he pretends he doesn't know how to do it, and when he does. Weaponized incompetence is what I was sort of thinking of. Thank you, Wizard. That's what I was trying to sort of get at there. Yeah, it's not weaponized incompetence. Yeah, okay. And in this case, like Kim, like truly is like the one in charge of the Blade lineage, therefore Engdu's superior. So like she's got the job of essentially wrangling her boss and making him do stuff. If anything, Kim is the one like trying to put on weaponized incompetence at points with his admittance of being incredibly lazy and not wanting to do anything. And then Engdu is like telling him, no, you are not incompetent, like fucking do your job. I'm going to make you be the man that you are. Anyway, just as I witnessed the budding of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. Oh no, it's the Pinkertons. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single violator? Ah, crap. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy. This is not gonna go well. Same thing happened last time. When I saw the N-Corp employees, I thought we had the wrong intel. And all of a sudden... Flashbang. A sudden flash blinded my vision white, as though I had stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it made my head swim. Yeah, there was this same pop, and... With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur. Hey, Heo! What? Until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Oh. Is this a canned experience? It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Seeing it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Endu? Though S-Corp may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched in form, was it, Mentor? Is that right? Looks much the same to me. Ah, this place. Did we just get teleported to S-Corp? No, Dante. Though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude, this is... I think I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until just now, but somehow it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. Dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms, the sheen of the light, and even the air we breathe. All of them point towards a single phenomenon. This is the depth of a fathom. Fathoms made entirely out of distortion. Oh, alright. I guess the distortion snuck up on us or something? Alright. There are completely different distortions where the N-Corp employees were just a moment ago, Executive Manager. This is exactly it! This is what I was trying to explain! Okun? That's not creepy. Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clad in blood-stained dopo robes were approaching us with dragging, uneasy steps. Right! Let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Endu? My blade is poised to strike, Lady Ezra. And... wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude? I am afraid he has already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with the Ju-Unokans of S-Corp twice. But man, not again! He's a repeat offender, that's for sure, that's for certain. Executive Manager. Wherever Kim's gone off to, this definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Right. What Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, Executive Manager. Men, prepare for battle! Alright. So are Engdu and Ezra in this fight as well? Yes, they are. And Engdu is as strong as before. Hey, X36. Yeah, but Bamboo-Hatted Kim is just a dude right there. Alright, so you got 300 health. You got Rending Arc, Acupuncture, and Loose Rippling Flame. Yeah. I already sort of like know your stuff a bit already. Is that the same as what's listed here? No, okay. Let's go over that, shall we? See if there's any other sorts of information we can sort of see here. Okay. So, yeah, she gets Dokabi arms, and yeah, defends us too. Alright. On the outside, it looks no different from prostheses you might find in other nests or backstreets, but apparently, this particular prosthetic limb has been created using technology unique to Limbus Company. I wonder what that could be. Since the development of this prototype was led by the LCD department, I would assume it has something to do with the power of distortions. Oh, that's not to say that I have any certainty regarding the matter. I was only in charge of transporting it, you see. Just simple speculation, really. In any case, I doubt this is your average prosthetic limb meant for body enhancement. Spine cleaver. Sort of click that for the benefit of people. Yeah, we better go over all of this as well, huh? Okay. So, Dokabi arms. Do you, perchance, speak of Dokabis that often appear in Tales of Old? I can scarcely believe it. Yet after all I have witnessed while relying on the hospitality of Limbus Company, the existence of Dokabis from folklore may well be within reason. Come to think of it, I do recall hearing of a name called Dokabi Unit. Alright. Is there anything here I need to click on? Okay. Yeah, so that's back to Dokabi Fire. Yeah, okay. So. You like that model? Ooh, new girl's got an eye for quality. Excuse me, let me try this model. Come on, relax. I know the deal. You break it, you buy it. Thanks. Hehe. See? Told you I'm a regular here. Okay. So, the sword and the scabbard come as a set. To grab them both and feel the weight. How's that? Not as heavy as they look, huh? Oh. So, there's this particle powder thingy in that scabbard underpatterned by Mook Workshop. Every time you sheath and unsheath the sword for a brief moment, its blade comes out way sharper and lighter. And that model you're holding happens to focus on the sharpness. So it's like ding and voila! You get a nice buff on your weapon. I think it's one of the Yay series models. That's Mook Workshop's classic lineup, by the way. Check out the finish here. It's... what the heck? Hey, this is the Yay Type 2 model that went out of production. You know what? This stuff isn't easy to come by. You're lucky we found one out here. It's such a rarity, Lady Ezra. Perhaps you ought to wield it instead. No, it's fine. Well, I can see it's literally made for you. And it'll work real nice with those boosters on your new prosthetic arms. It'll need some getting used to, but it'll be one heck of a fighter once you get the hang of it. Anyway, consider it a gift from yours truly. You're officially one of us now. Officially our new girl. No more temp ID. Then, I shall accept with gratitude. By the way, remember that classic lineup part? It's super durable, but there are delicate parts that you should watch out not to break. Okay, you know what? Let them break if it really comes to that. Just don't die on us. I shall take your words to heart. Alright. Oh yeah, she's got blade lineage stuff going on. We've seen Ezra's stuff before. Yeah, she sort of like switches out weapons. Alright, anyway. Let's okay, so these guys have logs. You don't have a rating for them yet, but they're just classified to difficulty 3. Okay. Poise and bleed, huh? Avulsion wound. 2 bleed for every stack. Max stack, you gain bleed count. Turn and blue stack if you don't take a crit. Okay, prisoner transport order. Okay, so stats boosted. At low level. Alright. Max stack 1, gain bind. Gain clash power up. Alright. To cover the eyes is not to be blind. These fabrics, created using Q-Corp's singularity, are fashioned into many forms, such as blindfolds and headbands, and are commonly used throughout the East. It is not unusual to see fixers and employees of corporate entities in the East covering their heads and faces with these products. Fabrics serve the same function as sunglasses, visors, and combat prosthetic eyes found elsewhere in the city. They scan the target's information in real time, augment the wearer's vision, and provide tactical analysis. At times they can also serve as a means of communication with distant allies. Gain poise for every avulsion on target. Target staggered, inflict bind. And offense power up, defense down, based on jumble narrative. Alright. And yeah, we've got the bind guys over here too. Yeah, they've got a different one here, so... if this unit inflicts trust... gain prisoner transport arrangements. Fix this unit's speed to 1. If the trust effect this unit inflicts on the target expires, or if the unit is defeated or staggered, lose this effect. Target this unit inflicted trust on is defeated this turn, lose the prisoner transport arrangements effect. Okay. Escort commands 2 sorts of taboo hunters. The Royal Censors and the Chu Unukokens. Yeah, pretty much, Drago. This is a very sort of like science fantasy sort of universe. Very cyberpunk in nature, but there's definitely some fantastic elements going on as well. Things that aren't explained. Okay. Agents of the Royal Court, the Royal Censors, generally operate alone, moving undercover to pursue those who have dared to break the taboo of Salpipieo. Chu Unokogans, much like fixer officers, form bands within their own ranks. Once an order or a contract to hunt down a brand is bestowed upon them, each band hunts its mark in the manner preferred by the band. The hunt for Nobi knows neither honor nor dignity. And yeah, that's that again. Okay. Anyway. So. This is a techno-fantasy setting run by Rule of Cool. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, yeah, so... I'm happy to let that go, and that go. So, let's focus on these two, shall we? You're doing a...
망설임이 없도록.
Damn it!
귀하들의 전투는 늘 낭부를 불러오지. 기대하겠네.
어디
Let's go
이것 좀
with
볼까?
them, shall we? Looks good to me.
랜덤 4월에
전투가 이어졌다면 반듯한 일격이었어. 실로 군더더기였군.
Okay, but let's have a closer look.
분연히 싸워도 낙엽은 반드시 떨어지니.
Okay.
당연한
Yeah, I don't
결과야.
like slashing so much. I'll leave that one to you.
발권. 차단.
I should have looked closer at that. I didn't mean to use it there. Oh well. That's my fault.
흉터의 결과야.
대안에게 충분하다. 과연 저자에게는 그런 형세가 적절했겠군. 좋은 수였다고 보네.
Okay, you want to finish that one off? That's fine. Finish you. Go there. Alright, go with that. It is nice to read the flavor text, absolutely, Heyo. All the sci-fi elements are magic. I mean, it's like sci-fi in the way that that Star Wars is sci-fi. Like, there's a tech basis to it, but like it deliberately goes out of its way to like not include it as like a hard sci-fi sort of thing. Like everything's a singularity. So like the information about them is covered by like patent laws. So yeah, techno fantasy, absolutely. I normally say science fantasy. Techno fantasy also works as well. It gets the point across.
물러서지 않겠습니다. 귀와 요격 함수. 전투가 이어졌다면 달빛조차 잘려나가 올곧은 하나. 훌륭하고 한 수 배웠네.
But
비껴면 5배.
배워냈어요.
아, 혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 세금 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 아, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
right, you're gonna finish that one off. You're fighting over there. There.
망설임이 없도록.
Flame that guy's bones.
육참. 골단.
그래, 그게 정석이.
귀와 요격. 겨냥수. 떨굴 수밖에. 모두께서도 저런 위험을 보이시며 되어야 할 것을 발탁했었지.
Overkill.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지. 본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 일을 보이는
Roll better.
앵두야, 왜 갑자기 아무 말도 않는 건지 궁금하구나.
They do not hold a favorable position right here.
형세가 유리해서 그랬습니다. 심심하시면 시라도 들고 수밖에. 귀하들이라면 능히 이길 것이라 믿.
Should be all of them. Why does she make you angry? Because like she's cool but like has a really bad kit. Surveying the area with measured alert, Engdu casts the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back to its sheath. Yeah, she does have an evade. Huh? They're not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted ones reverts them immediately this time around. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events in a way. Let us search for clues while time allows us. Right. You take that side, Engdu. I'll search here. Ezra and Engdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Prithee! Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in the surreal, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. We battled distortions upon our arrival hither, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings change with so sudden a flash. Prithee, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon? Apologies. It would appear I overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location-type distortion. It's basically when a whole space distorts. And since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain space. Locations can distort now. As for this one, it's like the distortion's already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage, probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is covering almost an entire street. And those people, they entered this space and got caught up in it. And our job right now is to get to the bottom of this phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens to them once they're in? Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon its environment. Oh, by that I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it and warps it. Oh, man. I'm actually talking like our team leader. Grabbed off on me, I guess. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoop these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too? With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in dopo robes. And these are? The glyph emblazoned upon their headbands, Chu, bespeaks propulsion and pursuit. It marks them as Chu Unokans, functionaries charged with scouring and hunting runaway nobbies. You hail from the homeland as we do. I am unsurprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being dispossessed of their station in S-Corp, after all. So, was no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft without fattening S-Corp's coffers are seized forthwith and made nobbies of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends before the brand of Nobby could be impressed upon us. Otherwise, Nobby, the wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power. A vile practice and an excuse for their power-mongering. Nothing more. The so-called taboo hunters of S-Corp operate by much of the same anatomy. Does the breaching of taboo summon the hunter? Or does the hunter first seize his prey, to thereafter frame the captured with invented transgression? If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, take possession of his very being and keep him caged, then they need only decree that he should bear the lot of a nobby. Such is what S-Corp has become today. My mentor, too, is one of the victims of that cursed practice. Then, these people have been sent out to capture your mentor, or Yi-sang? Or me, perhaps? Or none of us? You mean to state that they may be conceptual forms of Chunokums created by distortion? That's plausible conjecture. We are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow, as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S-Corp and its Cheunokuns have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul? The presence of Cheunokuns suggests a possible correspondence to Yi-sang's memories, Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from Bamboo-Hatted Kim or Endu's memories. Endu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, so she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings, but this one? I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. Can't even guess at what this distortion wants either. Well, there's a pop. The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ah! If only the team leader were here. Tracking this would have been a piece of cake. And they're back. So this is why you kept asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop. Corp employees must have it rough too, getting dragged into the distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first, we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest dark room and... Now, actually, let's first drag that slippery hat-wearing cult back here and get him talking about the Chutanokans. That's probably our best bet. Every time we take a job, that slacker just slips up without telling anyone. As one part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? What? Boss Clock found something? Yep. I found where Bamboo-Hatted Kim is right now. Alright.
돌아오고 있어요. 뒤틀림에서 다시 사람의 형상으로. 살수의 방식으로는 절대 도달하지 못했을 결과일 테죠. 이젠 좀 알 것 같네요. S사로 떠나기 전까지 제가 현장 추리팀에서 무엇을 배워가면 좋을지.
Okay, so these are the resources we get from the mission. So, snap. The sound of a hammer driving a nail in. What precisely is being driven in? The camera waylays the light of a given moment and nails it onto rough paper for exhibition. Was the photograph taken as a record or a remembrance? Perhaps the photograph's name ought to change depending on which purpose it is made to serve. After all, beams of light nailed down by a hammer, only to be recorded and never remembered, are pitiable things. Within printed photographs, dead lights scream in despair, burned and blackened. The dead lights perished screaming where they are nailed, or the smile of someone standing in the photograph. Alright. Oh, so we'll claim that, and... Sorry. So, looking at the time, I think we're going to wrap up the stream for the night. I do have some things I need to do to get ready for tomorrow, so I need to take care of that. But we should be doing a stream tomorrow of more Limbus Company where we will continue with the story here, okay? There won't be a stream on Tuesday because I'm going to be going out, but probably the rest of the week there are going to be streams of Limbus Company until I finish it, at which point I'll see how things go. I don't have my schedule yet, so Yeah, I'm just going to do the best I can, alright? I'll have my work scheduled properly on Tuesday. Alright. So, it's been great returning to stream. Hopefully that's something that everyone enjoyed. Let's go and raid somebody now, shall we? And I'll have to remember to set up the new emotes as well. Let's see. Who shall we raid? Okay. Let's go and raid. Commissar Bear, who is playing some of the Blaze Blue story mode. Calamity Trigger, the original one. I actually really enjoyed Blaze Blue and its story. I've only really played the first one, admittedly, and part of the second one. But Blaze Blue is a great fighting game. The story is bonkers. And the characters are great. I main the Murakumo units, Nu 13 and Lambda 11. Those two are my favorites. So yeah, let's pop in over there and go say hello, shall we? Alright. Thank you very much as always, and good night. See ya.